Welcome to Lunch Break Wisdom, short ideas from the world's best books, designed for a quiet break between work, a commute home, or a moment to think more clearly. Let's begin. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits is not a book about motivation, willpower, or overnight transformation. It is a book about how real change actually happens, quietly, gradually, and often invisibly. Written by James Clear, the book dismantles one of the most common myths in self-improvement, that success comes from massive action or radical reinvention. Instead, Clear argues that lasting change comes from small, consistent improvements that compound over time. The word atomic is important here. It refers both to something extremely small and something immensely powerful. Habits work the same way. A single habit may seem insignificant, but over weeks, months, and years its effects multiply. Clear opens the book with the idea that improving just 1% each day doesn't feel dramatic, but over time it creates a gap between who you are and who you could have been. Conversely, small negative habits, repeated daily, quietly erode health, confidence, and opportunity. One of the most important shifts Atomic Habits introduces is moving away from outcome-based goals and toward identity-based change. Most people set goals focused on results, losing weight, earning more money, being productive, or becoming disciplined. Clear argues that goals are not the problem. Identity is. If your habits don't align with who you believe you are, change will never stick. He explains that behavior is a vote for identity. Every action you take reinforces a belief about yourself. When you write consistently, you cast a vote for being a writer. When you train regularly, you cast a vote for being a healthy person. Identity is not something you declare once. It is something you prove to yourself repeatedly through action. This reframing is powerful because it removes the pressure of perfection. You don't need to transform overnight. You only need to show up consistently enough to build evidence for a new identity. The question shifts from what do I want to achieve to who do I want to become, and what habits would a person like that perform regularly. Clear then breaks habits down into a simple, repeatable system called the habit loop. Every habit follows 4 stages: cue, craving, response, and reward. The cue triggers the behavior, the craving provides motivation, the response is the action itself, the reward satisfies the craving and reinforces the loop. Understanding this loop is crucial. Habits do not exist in isolation. They are responses to environments and emotional states. We often blame ourselves for lack of discipline, when in reality we are responding predictably to cues around us. Change becomes easier when you stop trying to fight behavior directly and instead redesign the system that produces it. From this framework, Clear introduces the 4 laws of behavior change. To build a good habit, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. To break a bad habit, invert the laws, make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Making a habit obvious means designing clear cues. If you want to read more, place the book where you will see it. If you want to train, lay out your workout clothes the night before. The environment becomes a silent architect of behavior. Clear emphasizes that disciplined people are not necessarily stronger. They are better at structuring environments that reduce friction for good habits and increase friction for bad ones. Making a habit attractive taps into dopamine and anticipation. We are wired to repeat behaviors that feel rewarding. Clear suggests pairing habits you want to build with activities you already enjoy, a technique he calls temptation bundling. This links discipline with pleasure, rather than deprivation. Making a habit easy is perhaps the most misunderstood principle. Many people fail because they try to do too much too soon. Clear introduces the idea of reducing habits to their smallest possible version, what he calls the 2-minute rule. The goal is not intensity, but consistency. Showing up matters more than how hard you push. A habit that is too easy to fail builds momentum and identity. Making a habit satisfying closes the loop. Immediate rewards reinforce behavior. Since many good habits have delayed rewards, Clear recommends creating artificial satisfaction, tracking progress, checking boxes, or celebrating small wins. The brain needs closure to repeat behavior. On the flip side, breaking bad habits requires disrupting the loop. If junk food is visible, hide it. If scrolling is automatic, remove apps or add friction. Clear emphasizes that self-control is unreliable. Designing friction is far more effective than relying on willpower in moments of weakness. A recurring theme in Atomic Habits is the power of systems over goals. Goals set direction, but systems determine progress. Winners and losers often share the same goals. What separates them is the process they follow daily. Focusing only on goals creates a temporary change mindset. Focusing on systems creates a sustainable lifestyle. Clear also explores the role of social identity. Humans naturally conform to the norms of their tribe. Habits become easier when they align with the culture you belong to. This is why surrounding yourself with people who embody the habits you want to build dramatically increases success. Belonging reinforces behavior. Another subtle but important idea in the book is the plateau of latent potential. Progress is often invisible at first. People quit because results lag behind effort. Clear explains that habits compound beneath the surface before breaking through. The key is patience and trust in the process. Atomic Habits also addresses the danger of complacency. Once habits are established, they can become automatic and stagnant. Clear encourages regular reflection and review to ensure habits continue serving your identity rather than trapping you in outdated patterns. Ultimately, Atomic Habits reframes self-improvement as a process of becoming rather than achieving. It removes shame from failure and replaces it with curiosity. If a habit doesn't stick, the question is not, what's wrong with me, but what's wrong with the system? The book's message is quietly empowering. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Change does not require dramatic transformation. It requires patience, awareness, and the humility to build small behaviors that compound over time. In a world obsessed with hacks, intensity, and instant results, Atomic Habits offers a calmer truth. Real change is rarely visible in the moment, but it is always visible in the long run. And who you become is shaped day by day by the habits you choose to repeat. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing to Lunch Break Wisdom for more short ideas you can return to anytime. And if there's a book you'd like to see next, leave a comment below. Until next time, take a good break and return sharper.